Hi, my name is Claudia, my middle name is Dora, and I recently started this channel, Floradora. Well, actually, I'm filming this intro and outro later because I forgot to film it the day of. But I'm going to be taking you guys just on a walk through my day. I do some plant chores, I do some studying. I'm a vet student, so I have to find space in my time doing plant chores and other things to study and attend labs. I actually attend in a lab that I didn't show in this video. I do some plant chores, I do some studying for veterinary school, and I get ready to go to ballet class that I do each week, and then yeah, just some little chatting in between and making meals. So I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. This is a moss pole that I made yesterday. I'm going to show the clips from me making that and repotting this Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. So today I'll be making a moss pole out of PVC pipe and sphagnum moss, and then repotting my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma with this moss pole in it, so it can climb up it, because I want it to climb, but right now I'm just kind of leaning it up against the wall. Here is my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. Okay, so first I'm going to be wetting down this dried sphagnum moss. I have some dechlorinated water. I just use dechlorinator that I get at the pet store. I used to have a fish, RIP Fish Cuddy, and so I still have some dechlorinator, so I'm just going to be pouring that in and then mixing it around with my hands in order to saturate all the moss. Now that the moss is nice and wet, I'm going to take my PVC pipe and I am going to start wrapping the sphagnum moss around it with my hands. I love juice. This shouldn't be that hard. Oh, things are getting a little chaotic. Okay, I am going to start putting the sphagnum moss on about this far up, just because I don't want to waste the moss on stuff that's going to be in the ground. I'm just starting to wrap it around the PVC pipe. I'm wringing it out a little bit, and then here I go with my string. Okay, I'm going to hold it down with my thumb and just start to wrap. made my moss pole. I am gonna start attempting to not damage my Rhiphidophora tetrasperma and start potting it in this concrete pot with my moss pole. I'm gonna try not to break all of his roots off. Come on. Yeah, baby! I did it. I kind of massaged the roots. I don't need to break them up too much because I think they will find their way. However, I just want to loosen them up so that they can crawl about. I'm not too worried. If I break a few, it's okay. Okay, here's the finished moss pole. I think it looks pretty good. The squirrel named Ernie that lives in my walls came to say hi. I'm just going to go around and kind of look at all my plants and get an idea of what sort of plant chores I need to do today. Here's my OOTD outfit of the day. I look like a witch. Hey, Chunky Monkey. I think I'm gonna wipe down some of these leaves looking a little bit dusty. Same thing with my fiddle leaf. That new leaf looks really good. I'm not the biggest fan of this plant, but I'm glad it's happy. This plant I love. Looks well hydrated. Usually this plant, if the leaves are flat, not curled, this one's damaged so it looks curled, but usually if the leaves are flat, it is good water-wise, and then the leaves will start curling once it gets a little thirstier. This guy might be ready for some water. We'll see. This guy's leaves don't look too good, but I don't really know how to fix it. I might change his water and look at his roots and see how they're doing. Oh, we got a leaf unfurling. It looks pretty good. Never been successful with Marantas before, and I know that doesn't look too good, but I think this new leaf is going to be healthy. Oh, interesting. Looks like this leaf, oh, it's not really focused, but looks like this leaf has come in a funnel shape. I might spray this guy down with some water, see if that loosens him up a little so he doesn't tear himself while opening. Let's do that now. This is just some dechlorinated water that I have. Okay, so in my living room, just going through, feeling soil and checking. A few of these I'm going to want to use the moisture meter on just because this guy seems dry, but he doesn't have a draining pot. This is actually just an old candle that I removed the wax from, and so I like to check that just to make sure I'm not pouring water in when there already is some at the bottom, even if he looks dry. Most of my succulent style plants I just leave alone until their leaves start to kind of wrinkle or get squishy when I touch them. So these guys look good and happy and perky. That guy looks okay. This guy I brought to my propagation table because he is a Scindaptus pictus exotica that I was trying to propagate in some water, but it seems like the leaves are kind of shriveling up and turning yellow, and I know this guy takes a long time to propagate, but I think since it's shriveling up, I should cut back this and try to propagate it from this node, so make sure that that node is submerged, so I'll do that in a second. Looks good. It will probably be time to put some of these burrow tail propagations into their own pot, but I'm going to let them have a little bit more time to establish themselves. My succulents, again, I'm going to kind of leave alone today. This guy feels good. I just watered you. This guy doesn't have wrinkles yet. This guy looks happy. This is a weird thing. I just threw like a string of buttons plant into this cup with, I don't know why I added some leca. It just wasn't doing good, so I had to cut off the healthy parts and just see if something happens. I don't know if this is even how you propagate them, but we'll see. I see the blue. Looks pretty good. You might need watering in a couple days, but with pothos, again, I let them dry out a bit. You look good. Just feeling all the soil. I'll come back to some of them with a moisture meter. This pothos. Again, moisture meter is just too deep for me to tell. This guy looks happy, feels wet. This guy is doing good, it looks like. This guy's doing good. This guy looks weird. I think it's martyring this leaf. I just have this one in water right now. My humidifier has water in it. My Stromanthe Triostar looks really good and feels a little moist. Look at these massive leaves. This guy feels good. This guy's kind of a succulent-y guy, so he feels good. I'm just gonna let him be. My heart leaf looks and feels perky. I don't think it needs water yet. These guys I kind of just ignore. They honestly do better when I'm not giving them attention, so. This guy looks happy, is perky. This guy could dry out some more. My banana tree is moist. Let's see. I'll probably check through these cuttings today, change out the water on these. So I'll get them in a second. Actually, I'll just bring the whole basket over to my propagation station, and we can just look at all of them later. Oh boy. Okay. Again, these succulents, I'm just gonna let be. Their leaves aren't wrinkling, so I'll let them just exist. I should probably go around and add a bit more water to my avocado seeds, or pits, I mean. This guy looks perky and happy. Same, not gonna water them. My pothos feels fine. It's pretty droopy when it needs water, so I think it looks good right now. Same with this guy, maybe in a couple of days. Actually, no, he feels nice and wet. He's just hanging a bit. I'm gonna try to make that guy happier. I don't know what's wrong. This guy is starting to droop, but I might let him dry out a little bit more before I add more water. This is my little moss that I have. If you can see, it's not gonna focus, but I have a little cow in there. My onions that I'm just letting them do their thing because they look cool. Okay, looks good. This guy's good. I moved him out of the sun a little bit because he's getting sun stress on that leaf. See, so like when people hear about or see my plant collection, they ask me how I don't get just so overwhelmed with all the things I have to do every day. And honestly, if you just go around and check every day, which honestly makes me happy because I like checking on my plants, I usually am only watering a few plants a day and then doing some fun plant chores like repotting only like once a week or something. I usually don't have a lot to do, and so while it might seem overwhelming, it's really fun for me, and also it really isn't that much stuff as long as you stay on top of it. Dry. He's a little wilty. We'll check on him. When I go around and do this stuff, I kind of bring all the plants that I need to check in on or do something with, and I just bring them to my potting bench. So this guy first, what I'm gonna try to do, and it still might not be successful, but I'm just gonna cut below a node that's a little higher up and stick that one in water and see if he does better. So that guy's done. This guy, I'm kind of thinking maybe LECA isn't for him. Maybe it did like the LECA. There's a lot more like ramifications. Interesting. The leaves look super unhealthy though. The roots did seem to like that nutrient water in the LECA, so I will give it a little bit of that along with its normal dechlorinated water and just see what happens. Some dechlorinated water, and then we'll top it off with a little nutrient water. So I'll try some of that. This guy I think just needs a little bit of water, so it's too heavy for me. Oh, it's dripping. Goes back up here. So now I'm going to use my moisture meter to check plants that I wasn't able to check adequately with my finger. You're also really dry, but again, it's a Hoya, which is a very succulent type variety, and so I'm going to let it get a little wrinkled before I add water to it. I'm going to check this guy since his pot is so deep just to see where he's at. He's dry, but he could be a little bit drier. I do like letting my plants dry out a ton. Like I said before, I wanted to check this guy because he looked really dry. He's dry, so I'll water. Okay, now I'm just going to go around and top off all my avocado pits with some water. The water should go about halfway to a little bit more up the side of the pit. Every once in a while I replace the water, but about every week or so I just replenish what was lost due to evaporation. I'm spilling because I can't do things with my left hand because I got a package and I wasn't expecting it, and it came from a note from my friend congratulating me for my plant channel from Squirrel Run Farm. That's cute. Wow, this is a Trident-scantia Nanook. I've been wanting one of these. Actually, I've never actually seen one in person. Look at the purple underside and the pink. Thank you, Grafforni Zero Fork. I am gonna get my little Nanook potted up. I think I'm going to put it in this clay pot. I know it likes humidity, so I think I'll place it next to one of my humidifiers. The seller recommended a 60 to 40 perlite soil mix. So I think I'm going to add a little bit more perlite to this. So this plant was packaged in some saran wrap and wrapped in duct tape, and then it looks like there's just a wet paper towel in here. So, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful! I don't know. We'll see how you do here. Yay! So cute! I'm gonna make some lunch. It's super cloudy outside. I don't know if you can see, so the lighting is not ideal, but that's okay. So I'm gonna make some fried rice with kimchi, zucchini, broccoli, and tofu. Here's me getting ready for ballet. I always do a tight bun in my hair so my hair does not get in my way, and I wear my leotard. I took a little bath to finish up my day. I watched the election as more results came in, as well as some Becca de la Plants video. Okay, thanks for watching, you guys. I know it was kind of more of a calm, relaxing video, and there wasn't too much talking, but I hope it was still enjoyable. I had fun making it and just taking you throughout my day. So yeah, thank you so much. Subscribe if you want to. Also, look at my shirt as a strawberry. And then look at my earrings. They're cherries.